My name is Rylan Underwood. This is my project for art history, for the art in the industry assignment. My guest today is Mr. Alan Price. How you doing, man?
Doing well. How
Uh,
you doing?
I'm doing good, brother, and thanks for doing this for you, man.
Absolutely.
How long you been in the music industry in general?
Well, I mean, I've been playing music since I was a little kid. My parents were, into music. My dad's a musician, so I've been playing music since I was old enough to hold a guitar. But I would say like the industry side of things, probably, somewhere between, 16, 17 years I've like really been pursuing, record deals and, the dream of actually, pursuing music as a career.
Art means different things to different people, of course. So, what does the term art mean to you?
I think it's, really anyone expressing themselves outwardly. People, from a guitar player who writes a guitar riff, or a piano player who writes a piano riff, or an artist who paints a canvas, or even, a chef who creates that, masterful dish. Like, they're all, someone taking that energy they have inside of them and expressing them in a way that other people can enjoy it.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
someone who's crafting what they do to a higher level. I think you know anything in that vein is an art form.
Right. Yeah, I actually read something just the last couple of days, an article that Sammy Hagar wrote for a magazine in Canada. Basically, said the key is inspiration, and it's
Totally.
meant to inspire as much as it inspires you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's true. And art kind of lends to every different type of art form sort of lends to other types of art.
So, what do you see as the role of visual arts in society today, particularly in the music industry?
Well, yeah, obviously, visual arts apply to pretty much anything. From advertising on TV and billboards, and I mean, look around you. There's visual art everywhere you look. I've got a giant painting of a tiger on my wall right
Yeah,
here.
that's pretty sick.
So to me, visual arts play a huge role, in everyday life. But in music, I think, especially these days with like the advent of new technology, as far as visual arts are concerned.
Hmm.
For example, I went to a music festival this past weekend in Atlanta, the Midtown Music Festival,
Nice.
and for the first time, like in my entire life, I got to see like more of a visual representation to go along with the music. You've seen some big bands that have giant screens behind them and balloons flying up over the stage and using pyrotechnics and that sort of thing. But now, the technology has climbed so high so quickly. The LED screens and the LCD screens like sort of allow more of a connection between like the songwriter and the guys who are on stage sort of creating this image for you.
Right.
It allows them more of an interactive ability to show you those images that they have in their heads that represent their music. So I think it helps the crowd sort of interact, and get a better overall image of what that artist is trying to convey through their music. I think it's pretty impressive, and I
Definitely.
can't really wait to see like what the next 10 years holds for, you know, are we going to see more hologram Tupacs? Are we going to see, I mean, it's all very impressive. I think the visual side of music is almost just as important as the music itself these days.
Right. And that kind of segues into the next question. Like new communications and media technologies make imagery almost instantly available. And do you believe that this is having a positive or negative influence on your field or industry? Which obviously, for the music industry, any imagery we can provide and means to get that imagery out there is definitely a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the immediate ability to sort of access anything is great, for a musician. From my standpoint, if I were going to put a show together tomorrow to perform for people, I would want to have the access to current imagery to use in my show, to do that exactly what we were talking about, make those visual connections as well as those audio connections with
Mm-hmm.
people, And I mean, I would want to You know, I even saw it, like I said, at that same music festival. You know, people using newsreel clips like in their visual show behind their performance on stage, like of current events right now. You know,
Right.
showing obvious political images. I won't say who, but
Right.
political faces that people don't necessarily agree with, or have different opinions about those issues. Like, I think the ability to sort of immediately go to the internet and find anything that you need to pull off your creative vision, I think is great. You know, I hope that that it becomes better and better as technology gets better and better too. You know,
No,
I think
definitely.
now we can even dial it up on our phones and email ourselves a picture and shoot it to a projector that projects on the wall in 2 seconds after we download it. You know, it's
Right.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. So, what popular images do you see that are frequently repeated throughout the music industry?
You know, that was an interesting question for me. There's so many. You know,
Uh, yeah.
I think women are the most used imagery in music in the music
Yeah.
industry. I mean, simply because every guy on the planet immediately turns his head and looks at every woman that's on the television screen or
Right.
that's an instinctive thing, I should say, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many different images that are sort of tied to like
Right.
genres of music. You know, like in metal, you get a lot of the dark imagery, the skulls and crosses and flames and
Right.
fire and demons and that sort of thing. Country music, it's all about dirt roads and
Boots and
boots and cowboy hats and
yeah.
horses, or maybe not so much horses these
Well.
days, but driving your truck down dirt roads. And classical music sort of lends to picturing the symphony and people ballroom dancing and that sort of thing.
Wearing the old timey
I could
wigs.
go on for hours. I would say the dollar sign is one image that's sort of always attached to music too.
Right.
The industry itself, is sucking every dollar out of the musician's pocket, so that's a big one. But no, you see money and fancy cars and
Yeah.
things that people want attached to music because it allures them to pay attention and maybe think that artist is bigger than life.
Definitely. I also have to say, like, I know me and you both have some artwork done on us and stuff. So, but tattoos are also, a big part of the music industry. You can't. It's very rare to see a musician who's been in the game for any amount of time that doesn't have at least one tat somewhere, even if it's just something small covered up on their ankle. It's
true.
It's part of the lifestyle and the culture that goes with it. It seems.
Yeah, it's like tattoos are tied to pirates and musicians, and I kind of equate pirates to be musicians. So
Yeah.
we're pretty much the same people.
Yeah, exactly.
We're willing to go out there and fight and pillage for the things that we want, and we don't want regular jobs. So yeah, tattoos, man. You see them everywhere. Even from the dainty little beautiful girls that have that tattoo that symbolizes everything they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
You see that a lot in music these days. In every different style too.
Right. So, who is one of your favorite visual artists and favorite style of visual art?
Shepard Fairey is a local artist from my hometown, Charleston, South Carolina. He's a big inspiration to me for a lot of different reasons. One being that he's obviously from my hometown, but he's huge now. He's pretty much a household name for people who are familiar with visual arts and pay attention to the art community. He's developed sort of a propaganda style of artwork that I think expresses so much in without using words. He can print one image that really makes you think, and that to me is what any artist is really trying to do, trying to get you to sort of interpret what it is that they put on canvas for you to see.
Right.
So with him, a lot of his images are political based, but for instance, he's got a poster called Guns N' Roses that is the image of, you know, military rifles up in the air, and they have roses coming out of the barrels, which,
Hmm.
in in my opinion, when I look at it, I think, you know, this guy's trying to say, you know, why war? Why not peace? You know,
Exactly.
why can't we make something beautiful out of something so tragic or so, you know, destructive? To me,
Yeah.
that's a really powerful image, and a lot of his artwork, you know, purveys the same kind of deal. Um, you know, you see him sort of tied in with music um, and really anything. He designed the Sprite can and the Mountain Dew can and a bunch of other
Oh
things.
wow.
People are recognizing that his artwork stands for something.
What's one of the
I've got
most
a lot.
what's one of the
What's
most
that?
popular or most recognizable pieces that he's done?
He did a poster that says "Hope" at the bottom of it, and it has the President of the United States on it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Obama.
Yeah.
It was actually the cover of Time magazine. And
Okay.
like I said, he's done Sprite cans and Mountain Dew cans. So, although you would recognize them, you may not recognize the Sprite can as being the works of Shepard Fairey.
Right.
Um, but you know, his company is called Obey Giant, and
Ah,
it all started with the you know, Andre the Giant has a posse stickers, that the
mm-hmm.
little square stickers that had his face on it, and it said
Right.
um, 7'5", I think, and it had his weight and that sort of thing on the top corner, and it was just a little image of Andre the Giant. It kind of became like his most renowned image because that's what started his whole propaganda movement and his style.
How has your knowledge of famous artworks influenced your creative process, if at all?
Uh, I'm not sure that, you know, my knowledge about artwork has really influenced me personally, but you know, it shows an example to me of how artwork, uh, you know, can be interpreted different by everyone, just as songs can be interpreted differently by
Right.
everyone. And I think that's like truly the most beautiful thing about artwork is that, you know, you can look at a painting, for example, this painting that was painted by a friend of mine for me. You know, it might mean, you know, something completely different to you know, a stranger than it does to me. Um, but that's that's the beautiful thing about it. You know, I love to hear when somebody came in here and told me what they thought that painting represented. You know, it's always intriguing to hear what someone else has to say.
Right.
Same as, you know, when you listen to the words of a song. You know, some people may interpret a song to be, you know, sort of about themselves or about this person who wrote it. But you know, everyone's opinion is completely different, and it's open for interpretation.
It all lends itself back to the inspiration and what you can get out of it and how you connect with it.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, brother. Well, I really appreciate you taking your time out of your schedule to do this interview with me, and
Absolutely.
I will let you know as soon as it's posted, so maybe you can kick it out to your fan base, and I'll be
Yeah, I'd
posting
love
it.
to.
Be posting it on my end. All my classmates are gonna be critiquing it, and of course, I have my YouTube channel that'll be posted on. So definitely let you know what all's going on with that, and hope to hear good things from you in the future, man.
Yeah, same to you, my friend, and good luck. Get out of that Full Sail and let's do something.
All right, brother. Certainly. All right, you
All
take it
right, man.
easy and
I'll
have a
talk
good
to you
day,
soon.
man. All right, brother.
You too, brother.
All right. Bye.